is Ira Gorlick, and this lecture is on the obstacles to getting good information, specifically selective perception. So what is selective perception? Selective perception is that we don't see things as they are, we see things as we want them to be. There's three aspects to selective perception. There's selective attention, which means paying attention to specific stimulus. There's selective distortion, which means remembering things differently than how they occurred. And selective recall, only remembering the things that confirm our existing belief. And here's a picture of a selective perception experiment that I did in the 70s when I was in college. And notice that there's a man talking to another man, and one of them has a razor. And depending on your bias, that razor could move hands from the white man's hands to the black man's hands. It's an interesting experiment. If you try to do this, you'll find some very fascinating results. But let me give you another example that's less racially charged, and it's called The Game. And what it says is that viewers watched a film of a particularly violent Princeton-Dartmouth American football game. Princeton viewers reported seeing nearly twice as many rules infractions committed as the Dartmouth team did. One Dartmouth alums did not see any infractions committed by Dartmouth's side and erroneously assumed that he had been sent only part of the film. Key is the results indicate that the game was actually many different games and that each version of the events that transpired was just as real to a particular person as another version was to the other people. And for those that are technically interested, that's the results of that questionnaire. So you can Google The Game or Selective Perception and the Plymouth or Dartmouth Princeton game. The number here that I find most interesting, and I'd love to have further discussion, is this 9.8 here by Princeton students about the Dartmouth team. So Dartmouth students saw half as many infractions on their team as the Princeton students did. So I would suggest, based on this results, if I was trying to get to the facts, I'd say that chances are Dartmouth had more infractions than Princeton. So in the next section, I'll talk about confirmation bias and motivated reasoning.